Hello viewers, welcome to this show. Today we seem to be living in a society where everyone is jealous, cunning, shrewd or plotting. But do you think every person in the society is bad? No. There is a good side to everybody's character. It's just that we don't take the time or opportunity to appreciate the goodness of another person. So how can this be done? The answer is alpha mind power. Today we are going to speak to Dr. Vijayalakshmi Pantayan about the beautiful positive transformations that alpha mind power can bring to a person and also to other people in the society. Hello ma'am, welcome to this show.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Ma'am, in the previous episodes you had explained very beautifully about how a child's brain is very crystalline clear and only with inputs it turns negative, and that brings about all the friction and rifts and other problems. So today I'd like to ask you about goal-oriented questions. Everybody in the society has a goal, ma'am, be it anything.
Yes.
There are various kinds of goals, whether materialistic or not, that is different, but everyone has a goal. Now you teach meditation at the alpha level of the mind, which you said is a very relaxed state of mind yet very powerful state of mind. So through this alpha mind power, how can people help achieve their goals? What is the technique, ma'am?
Yeah, see what happens is normally when we think of a goal, immediately there is some fear in the mind, whether it will happen, whether you will be able to achieve it, and what all can stop the goal from happening. This is what comes to the mind, because we are conditioned like that. We are always conditioned to think about what worst can happen, and it is the left brain working. So the moment you say, I wish I could buy a beautiful house, the left brain immediately says, oh, it would cost a lot of money, you may not have that much money, then you may be in debts by the time you complete the house, and so many such thoughts go on in the mind. So the same applies to a job, the same applies to getting marks in an exam or any goal that a person has. See, the cautioning comes from the left brain because of so many inputs, but the cautioning itself becomes a kind of setback. It doesn't allow us to even think about the goal. But here at alpha level, in the alpha mind power class, what I teach is, once we go to the alpha level of the mind by relaxing the body and relaxing the mind, the brainwave frequency goes to the alpha level from the beta level. I have been explaining this many times.
Yes, ma'am.
So the moment a person is in alpha level, the subconscious mind within the person opens, and at that stage it's called an altered state of consciousness. It is the most powerful state of the mind. At that state, if we visualize our goal, supposing a person wishes to get a very good job, then he visualizes that he has already got the job and he is working there. So the mind goes to that level. We don't stop at wondering where we will get a job or what kind of job you will get or what will be the salary or will I get a job. So that is the very first basic stage where all the negative thoughts and the doubts and the questions are there. So we don't stop there, we go far beyond that and we start picturizing in our mind at the alpha level that the goal has manifested. So when we do that, what really happens is, whatever chains were holding us back in our mind, those chains break and the person's mind first of all becomes free to manifest the goal. Otherwise, manifesting goals is so difficult mainly because of the thought forms in our own mind. They don't allow us to manifest, plus the conflicts in our mind. So sometimes we say, I wish I could get a promotion. Somebody says, I really want to get a promotion in my job so that I make more money. But then comes the fear that if there is a promotion, there is so much more work to do, more responsibility, sometimes a transfer is there. So will I be able to handle? So the mind is always dwelling on the negative outcome of the goal, which may or may not happen. But at the alpha level, we go beyond all this. The mind is clearly fixed on what we want and we visualize only the end result of the goal. Now when we visualize a goal at the alpha level, it's done like a small video clipping, and in the class we have a lot of discussions about different kinds of goals and what would be the best way to visualize, all that we speak. So the moment we visualize a goal in our mind at the alpha level, that goal gets registered in the subconscious mind, that this is what I want. And from there it goes out to the universe as a message that I wish to buy a house like this, or I wish to get a job like this, or if it is a student, I wish to get a state rank. I wish to get so many marks. So when we fix our goals at the alpha level, we don't restrict ourselves. We go as far as we can,
Yes.
as far as our comfort level allows us. So you know, that itself is a great incentive for the mind to think more positively.
Yes.
So once we do this, it goes out to the universe. And as I always say, for one person's goal to manifest, so many people's minds have to experience a change, and so many circumstances have to come together, so many doors have to open, so many avenues have to be seen. All that happens, only then the goal is manifested. So when we place our goal with the universe through the subconscious mind, the universe can make all this happen. So we don't look at the ways and means in which we wish to achieve the goal. We only look at the end result. That is the basic thing I teach in Alpha Mind Power. Don't get stuck with the ways and means, because the moment we start thinking about ways and means, the left brain gets activated.
Okay.
Now even if it is a student, supposing he is studying throughout the day, he goes to school, comes back, again studies, again tuitions are there. So he feels as if he is studying throughout the day,
Yes.
and he is getting only 70 marks. Now supposing his goal is to get say 90 marks or 95 marks or 100 marks, he should only visualize that he's got 100 marks. Now if he starts looking at the ways and means, how am I going to get 100, then the mind tells him that it is not possible, because he's already studying throughout the day and he's getting only 70. So how will I get 100? It is not possible. That is what the left brain says. But when he visualizes that he's got 100 without worrying about the ways and means, because here we are going far beyond logic. Logic is a product of the left brain, and logic is very inhibiting, because it only keeps telling us that this is a boundary within which you have to live. But here we break out of that boundary, we go into a world full of magic, where a lot of things which we really want can happen. So the student looks at only the picture where he has already achieved, he's got a state rank or a district rank or 100% marks or whatever he wants, and the mind keeps dwelling on that positive thought, and it also gets registered in the subconscious mind. It goes to the universe. Now what will happen is, he may be spending only the same number of hours studying, but the way in which he studies will change. The way in which he is able to grasp what he studies will change, and the way in which he reproduces whatever he studied in the exam, that will also change. So that will bring about a very big significant change. Whereas if he starts dwelling on the ways and means, then he gets more and more confused, and he gets more and more disheartened also. So that is why I tell people, when you start looking at goals at Alpha, be like a child. You know, a 4-year-old, 5-year-old child does not worry about ways and means.
Yes.
If the child wants a toy, he or she will just ask her parent and say, I want this toy immediately. You may try to explain that there is no time, there is no money, I can't go to the shop, so many reasons, but the child doesn't accept anything. The child is beyond logic. The child just says, no, I want this. And ultimately what happens, we also give up and say, okay, let me buy it for the child. That is how the children get many things done for themselves. So I always tell people, be like a child when you visualize a goal, and consider the universe to be your mother, because the universe is like a mother. She comes running whenever you call her. She is always there to help you, whether it is a very small thing or whether it is something very, very huge in your life. But all you have to do is be very simple like a child and say, this is what I want. And one thing I have seen with goal achievements with the people, with our Alpha Siddhas who start practicing Alpha meditation, is that those who benefit most are those who are very innocent, maybe even sometimes not very well educated, very simple people. I teach in so many towns also. They just grasp what I am saying, and they say, okay, this is what I want, so I'll just go to Alpha level. Guruji has told us Alpha level, and I visualize, and that's it, and it happens.
Lovely.
But where there is a problem is when the mind starts thinking very intellectually, and then the logical mind becomes active, and then they start thinking, will it happen in this way or that way? So when there's too much of analysis, then we ourselves stop ourselves from achieving the goal.
Yes.
So that is why I tell people, be very simple, and the only question which should arise in your mind is, what do I want? That will give more clarity about the goal.
Yes.
Sometimes people come and ask me, ma'am, you taught us how to achieve the goal through Alpha, and it is happening also. But there are occasions when the goal is itself is not clear. We do not know what exactly should be the goal or what exactly we should visualize. Then what do we do? So here again the alpha level can help us, because when we are at the alpha level of the mind, we are in a very powerful state, and the intuitive level is very high at that time. The intuition in us is very active at that time. The right brain is activated. So at that state of mind, one simply has to ask the subconscious mind, what should be my goal, or what is the path I should take, or what is my mission in life, what was I born to do. You can ask anyway, whatever is comfortable for you. And when a person starts asking this question every day, slowly the clarity comes, the guidance comes, and then the goal becomes very clear. You will understand that goal number A is not comfortable for you, but B is more comfortable. You focus on B. So alpha level can help a person, first of all, to fix his mind on the right goal, or to even set yourself on the right path, and then to achieve the goal also, to visualize it becomes much easier when you do it at the alpha level.
So you become what you think. Don't complicate your minds, just keep it simple, and the achievement of your goals will be very easy. So ma'am, these are the various powers of meditating at the alpha level of the mind. Now what kind of a change will this bring in the attitude of people? I mean, they are going to change themselves, attain their goals, but will it bring about a positive change in their relationship that they have with others?
Yes. First of all, as you said, the attitude of a person. Today attitude is a very big word. Even in the corporate world, everyone says, if you don't know the work also we can teach you, but if the attitude is not right, it's very difficult even to recruit a person.
That's right.
So even in personal life, it is the attitude which makes a very big difference, as we know. And there are so many definitions for attitude, but I have a very simple way of defining. I say positive attitude means I am willing to be happy.
Okay.
So if there's something nice, I'm willing to smile, I'm willing to admit, yes, this made me very happy, this cup of coffee I had, it made me happy. So that is a positive attitude. But when a person says, you can do whatever you like, but I will not smile, you can never make me happy, and he closes his mind, then it becomes a very negative attitude. The unwillingness to be happy, it's mainly that. So when a person is unwilling to be happy, then even if good things happen in life, he's not going to recognize them, and he's not going to feel happy. And if a person cannot feel happy, he cannot make others happy.
That's right.
To make others happy around you, you need to feel the happiness within you. So if that is not there, then life becomes more complicated. They complicate their own lives, and they complicate the lives of others also. So when the attitude of a person is right, then it paves the way for better relationships. So that is where alpha mind power helps. Because in our class, the very first meditation we do is a simple small meditation, where I just ask them to relax, and then I ask them to think of some happy moment from their life, from childhood or anything from the past, any simple small happy moment, and you relive the happy moment. I ask them to do that. All of them do it. Then some people say, I thought of so many happy moments, but since you said one, I just took out one and tried to relive. Then somebody says, I couldn't remember anything.
Oh.
So that is the difference, And when I say small things, what I mean is not goal achievement. What I mean is, as I said, a good cup of tea or coffee when you have, you really feel happy.
Yes.
You must admit. So when you dress up well, somebody says you're looking very nice. So it gives you a lot of happiness.
Definitely.
But one has to be able to admit. Only when you have a positive attitude, you can say, yeah, this moment I was very happy. So that, when they relive the happy moment, many of them say we could experience that joy again. So then I tell them, now, whenever your mood is not all right, for some reason or the other, your mood is a little bit low, you can do the same thing and lift your mood. Because the moment you did that, how did you feel? I felt happy. So it is as simple as that. But then to do that, you need to register happy moments in your mind. Otherwise, one day when you want to do this exercise, you sit down, close your eyes and start meditating. But if you don't remember any happy moment, you can't do it. So I ask them to start saving happy moments in their mind. So that changes the attitude of a person, because once you start looking out for happiness, wherever you go, your mindset is anything here which makes me happy? Let me save it in my mind. So you start looking for small things which make you happy, which puts you on the positive attitude. Otherwise, what happens, many people say, I went there, I found this fault, I told them that this is wrong, I asked them a few questions, I made them understand their mistakes, and then only I came. So there we are always only looking for what is wrong and what are the faults of people. So that attitude, it changes when we practice alpha meditation, because you start feeling very happy inside. First of all, I still remember when I first started this class in 2000, many people attended. There was one gentleman who was an executive from some corporate company. He attended the class on a Sunday, and 2 days later, maybe on a Wednesday, 3 days later, he called my office and he spoke to me and he said, ma'am, I just wanted to tell you what I experienced. I said, what happened? He said, I have not yet gone into goal achievement, but there was one very, very significant change I saw within myself, which I wanted to share with you. I asked him what happened. He said, every day I have to drive for 1 hour my car to go to my office. And he said, there is so much traffic. It was in Chennai only. So in the morning when I drive from 9 to 10, I drive, and by the time I reach my office, I am so angry. You know, throughout there is so many traffic snarls and people just bringing their two-wheeler in between. You get so angry, I feel like getting down and bashing up that person. So the anger keeps on mounting, and by the time I reach my office, I am almost in a killing mood. That's how I start my day every day. Then he said, after this class on Sunday, Monday I drove through the same traffic, same route. Tuesday also I drove through the same. And today he said, Wednesday also I drove through. But what I realized is, I was not getting angry. I was smiling. In spite of the same traffic, the same difficulty, I found that I was smiling. So there was no anger within me. So what happens is, when a person starts practicing alpha meditation, that half an hour or 40 minutes when he practices, he is experiencing a lot of bliss, a lot of happiness, a lot of cosmic energy flows through him. It makes him feel very good, very comfortable. Stress is released. So the inside of a person becomes very, very nice. And with that, when he starts the day, this feeling lasts for quite some hours or maybe throughout the day. Then what happens is, whenever he meets somebody, even if there is an issue between them, he is able to look at it in a little more positive way. And he is able to speak also in a more balanced way, which means the relationship is saved. So that way, many of our Alpha Siddhas have told me that their attitude has changed a lot and it has saved relationships. And one more thing about relationships is, once you start practicing alpha meditation, the person's energy changes. The energy is only because of our thought forms. So every thought form generates energy. This is what I keep saying in every class. So when we have a thought form, we have generated energy. And the human mind keeps generating energy for so many hours in a day. But when we have a lot of negative, and thought forms are two kinds, we know, negative thoughts and positive thoughts. So when there are a lot of negative thoughts in the mind, there's a lot of negative energy in and around the person. And positive thoughts give a lot of positive energy in and around the person. So when you meet a person, sometimes you like a person very much, sometimes you don't like a person. And we always say it's because the vibes are not good when you don't like a person. What do you mean by vibes? When we say vibes or vibration, what we really mean is that the energy of that person was not good. I was not comfortable. This is what we mean. But here what happens is, when a person starts practicing alpha meditation, his energy becomes very positive. It becomes brilliant, very good. And whoever comes into contact with him, they start experiencing the positive energy. So they feel very good with him. So it's not only that he behaves well with others, even others start behaving very nicely with him. So that way relationships are saved. And going a little deeper, sometimes there is a rift between two people. And it can be parents and children, husband and wife, or brothers, or even friends. So when there is a rift or a misunderstanding, after that it actually becomes very difficult to go and speak to that person and say, you know, this is what I said and this is what you said, I never meant this, you never meant that, all that. It only leads to an argument. And sometimes our own ego also does not allow us to go and say, maybe I was wrong, please forgive me, so let us continue our relationship. It's very difficult to say that openly. But here I also teach in my class how at the alpha level, when we are in the alpha level, it is such a powerful state of mind that you can access the subconscious mind of another person. And whatever you could not speak in person directly, you can speak at the alpha level. First of all, it gives you a lot of relief because so much goes out of your system, you know, whatever you wanted to say. And secondly, it also reaches the other person's subconscious mind, and it starts creating a beautiful change over there. So that way also many relationships have been saved or preserved, I can say. One small example, this is not a great relationship problem I'm going to tell you, but it's a small incident which tells us how this works. So there was a lady in the class. We have this meditation of talking to somebody's subconscious mind just before the lunch break. After this we have the lunch break. So in the class I explain everything, and then we practically do all the meditations. So here I took the class into the alpha level, and I said, now think of someone with whom you have some kind of a conflict, and talk to their subconscious mind, and whatever you wish to tell them, you tell them. So the whole class did it. Then we broke for lunch, and during the lunch break, this lady came running to me and said, it already worked for me.
Oh.
I said, very good. So what happened? She said, you know, I've left my son at home, and he will never do his homework. Every day I have to sit with him and make him do the homework. But today when you said talk to somebody's subconscious mind, so I thought, what if I talk to his subconscious mind? So during the meditation, she thought of him, spoke to him and said, please do your homework, finish it before I come. And she ended the meditation. After a few minutes, when she called him during the lunch break, this boy picked up the phone. She asked him, what are you doing? He said, I'm doing homework.
Oh.
She was really surprised. She said, how come you're doing it on your own? And he said, no mommy, I was playing, but I just felt that why not do my homework? And that's why I'm sitting and doing it. So what this explains is, when we talk to the other person's subconscious mind, they don't realize that you are speaking to them. Now if this boy had realized that his mother is speaking to him, he may not even have done the homework. He did it only because he felt that his own thoughts were changing. So that is the big advantage of this technique. When you speak to somebody's subconscious mind, it not only gives us a lot of relief, but it also goes to that other person's subconscious mind and creates a positive change there. And the alpha level is very beautiful because it has mended so many relationships.
Ma'am, we've already spoken about this. You said this is a world where everybody expects instant results, and that is what your alpha mind power meditation also aims at. Now you run a counseling for a day. Now people of various people from various walks of life and all age groups come to you. They'll be already with a lot of negative inputs and positive inputs as well. They've carried a lot of their experiences and their burdens with them. So just in a day of counseling, how are you able to bring about the positive change in them?
The reason is, it is not just counseling. With every meditation, first of all, I give them the theory behind it. So when the class begins, it's a one-day class. And when we begin, I first of all explain to them the need to be positive, why the transformation should come within us, and how powerful the thoughts are, and then how the alpha mind power practice can help them in achieving that state of mind. And then I also explain to them what the alpha level is, and then I take them to that level. So the meditation is done practically by relaxing the body, by relaxing the mind. With a lot of inputs, all of us reach that alpha state of mind. So first of all, they experience that level, which itself takes them to a different platform. So whatever negativities or whatever baggage they come with in the morning, they start, they are ready to keep it aside and to follow what is being done there. And then we proceed one by one with the goal achievement. So we have some discussions for a while, and then all of us get into the alpha level, and each one will visualize his or her own goal. And after that, again, we talk about how to talk to the subconscious mind of a person. So all the theory and whatever doubts they have, I clear. Then we do the meditation. Then we have a lunch break, and after that we do the health aspect. So whatever health problem they have or someone known to them has, they go into the alpha level and they visualize the healing for that person. So I give them a few more inputs for the healing session. Then we do that meditation. So each meditation is experienced. It is not just the theory. So each one is also focusing on his or her own particular problems from life. So towards the end of the day, what happens is, number one, a lot of stress has already been released because so many times we've been in and out of alpha, lot of stress goes out. So the mindset in the morning is totally changed in the evening. There's a total turnaround. By the evening, the person is very relaxed. The person understands that he can do something about his life. That is empowerment. and the person has a tool. So that is the main thing, you know, whatever happens now, I can face it with alpha. So this is what my alpha siddhas also tell me. They tell me that, so, you know, my life is like this, before alpha and after alpha. So that one day created such a big change in me. They say that now I know whatever may be the situation in life, I have alpha level, I have a tool with me and I can handle it. So that shift in consciousness, that shift in attitude, that shift in their level of empowerment, that creates a very big change in the mind, and it has created a very big change in the lives of many, many people.
So you call your the people who attend your class alpha siddhas, because they have already found the way to enlightenment.
And not only that, mainly because we meditate at the alpha level, that is one reason. Secondly, it is the energy of siddhas which I initiate them into. So we feel a lot of energy from the siddhas, we use that energy and we follow the path of the siddhas, where we try to experience an unconditional mind. So that is the freedom that an alpha siddha experiences. That is why we call ourselves alpha siddhas.
Okay, ma'am. So in today's episode, you beautifully explained the right kind of attitude. People who have the right attitude are people who are willing to be happy.
Yes.
And there are people like you in society to give people those tools to be happy.
Yes,
thank you so much for your service to the society and for speaking so beautifully. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
So viewers, I hope you enjoyed today's program about the power of Alpha Mind Power Meditation. Hope to meet you again in another interesting episode. Thank you.
Alpha Mind Power. உங்கள் லட்சியங்களை அடைய, உறவுகள் மேம்பட, உடல் ஆரோக்கியம் சிறக்க, நிம்மதியாக உறங்க, படிப்பில் சிறந்து விளங்க, மன அழுத்தம் நீங்க, மன நிம்மதியுடன் வாழ ஆல்பா மைண்ட் பவர் ஒரு நாள் பயிற்சி வகுப்பு. ஆல்பா தியானம் மூலம் ஆழ்மனதின் அபார சக்தியை உணர்ந்து வாழ்க்கையில் நினைத்ததை சாதித்து மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் வாழுங்கள்.
Contact cell 984140200, 98416 96664, phone 0442376 0007, website www.alphamindpower.net.